Cheers.
Cheers.
So,
What are they going to say about your armpits?
guys, fucking just let it grow. Who gives a shit?
It's
like,
true.
seriously, have you ever been like hooking up with someone and they stopped and were like, "You're too hairy, like get the fuck out"? Has that ever happened to you?
Not my armpit region.
Living in Boulder, Colorado,
Oh my god.
honey, I am probably one of the more shaved women that live there. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like, if you don't want to shave your legs, then don't fucking shave your legs. Like, same goes for anything. Like,
Lauren heavily supports you.
yeah, like
So do I.
you know, it's a stupid social construct that like women need to be freshly shaved, like especially for men. Like, that's fucking stupid. Like, do whatever the fuck you want, and like that's like normal. Like, a lot of people in my grad program and stuff like that, like they don't shave their legs. And at first I was like, whoa, they got leg hair. Then I was like, wait a minute, like I have leg hair. I just shave it more often. Like, who gives a shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, literally some of like the hottest women I know in Boulder, like they'll like lift up their arms and like they're fucking flowing, and you're like, yeah,
They've got an animal.
And you know what? I can tell you one thing.
Excuse me.
They're getting laid all the time. Like,
That's true.
like, the guys don't care.
If someone says like, "Oh, I don't want to like be a part of that," then kick them out. They're gross.
just not the right person.
Tell them to Uber themselves home, and that.
No, tell them to fucking
Yeah.
walk.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of What They Don't Say with Shannon and Lauren. It's 5:30 on a Friday.
Friday.
We've got
Friday.
some French fizz, the rosé bubbly.
What the fuck did you just
I'm reading the label. It's right over there. We have
Your
some
accent's
$6.
terrible. You need to stop.
Today we are gonna keep it chill, keep it light, keep it kind of. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be chill or light. I don't really know. But the point is
Entertaining.
I don't know what it's going to be. We're just going to see. Last week, I uploaded a TikTok, and it was basically just a comparison between our court case and Denim Day. And essentially, the overview of it is just that the defense attorney, he felt that my Calvin Klein sports bra was too tight to not have helped my assailant take it off of me, which is like a very similar argument to Denim Day. So that's what defense was arguing, was just that it must have been consensual because I must have had to sit up or assist my rapist in taking my bra off. And he even, like the defense attorney even used like some pictures of my sports bra as backgrounds for the PowerPoints for the closing arguments and opening arguments and stuff. And so if you want a full version of all of that, go to our TikTok, see all of that.
What's so interesting here is that like, you guys know, like the Calvin Klein sports bras, like they're just like the like really comfy, cozy sport, like they're not
lounge
that
wear.
and they're not tight. Like,
No.
they're like, you know, they can hold your boobies, but they're not like whatever. And I just think this is funny that this argument it's not funny, but it's funny.
It's funny.
That this argument is ever used in a court of law, because it's like, even if you did give consent and helped them take your bra off, you did not give them consent to put their fucking dick inside of you.
True.
And so like, why does that matter anyways?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, why does it matter if he was able to take your bra off, whether it was like consensual or not? Like, the actual sex itself was not consensual.
Right.
And so to me, that's just like so bizarre. And also, like, if you are going to rape somebody, their clothing is not going to be the thing that stops you.
They can still just assault you with your bra on.
They can assault you with jeans on still. They can assault. It doesn't matter what the fuck you're wearing. They will find a way to assault you if that's like their fucking end game. It just baffles me that it's just such a thing that still exists, because, you know, Denim Day started in the 1990s. And it's like, have we really come that far since then? Not really. Like, we have rape shield laws, but where the fuck were they to protect you?
It's kind of funny though, because you know how when you're little, I mean, I still do this to this day, but when I was little and I would hear a noise at night and I'd be like freaked out, like someone was in my room or in the house or something, I'd like go under the covers, and it's as if like a murderer is just going to come into the room and just think, well, fuck, they're under the covers, I guess I can't kill them. And like, it's very similar vibes to just be like, I can't get her bra off, so now I can't rape them. You know what I mean? Like, it gives similar energy in my mind.
As a little kid, your perceptions of anything are very limited. And so going under the covers does feel safe.
It does.
And
I don't feel safe in my #Calvins though. #myCalvins. I would probably feel safe with a whole new set of my Calvins.
Yeah, Calvin Klein. Calvin Klein. Do you hear that?
Mm-hmm. I've got some big boobies.
Yeah. Shannon can't wear her old Calvins anymore because of what happened to her. So please send.
No.
Please send like your new fucking line, the newest line you have that hasn't been released yet. Send that shit, please.
It feels bad. It feels like we're trying to like. Well, I have two things. It feels like we're trying to bolster like me being assaulted to get free shit.
It's not.
It's not true. Just
When
jokes.
When you are presented a very fucked up situation, sometimes you have to make jokes out of it because it's the only way you know how to get through it. It's okay. Dark humor is okay.
It is okay.
It's okay to laugh.
And it's welcomed here. What we're doing today is essentially responding to a boatload of questions and comments from that TikTok. And originally I was like, I'll just respond on TikTok. I'll just record videos. But our true people are all of you listening to this and watching this. And I mean, not to say that people on TikTok aren't our people too.
We care more about the people listening here.
But, well, it's not even that we care more. It's just that like I felt like we've built a like solid community with the podcast, and everybody who now follows us on TikTok is just like new people who don't really know our stuff. But with that being said, our podcast audience doesn't necessarily know a lot of the answers to the questions that the TikTok audience asked. Does that make sense?
A much better way of putting it. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is for everybody. This is for everyone out there, everyone who's new, everyone who's been listening since day one. We love you. And we're just going to basically be answering a shit ton of questions from that video. And Lauren doesn't really know these questions.
I stayed off TikTok. Holy shit. Well, I had finals all week and I did not have time to be like looking through all these questions and comments because I was writing fucking research papers.
She had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
So into the top questions and comments from this video. Here we go. Off we launch into the distance. Wait, I have to do one more disclaimer. I just want to say like thank you to everybody who said things, like who commented and were giving support. We're not trying to like be mean or make fun of anyone. There's just some things that really made me laugh. Okay, moving along. So one of the first things was, why do you still have the same Calvin Klein bra that you were assaulted in?
Bitch, we don't even know where that bra is anymore.
Yes, exactly. Lauren, this is so good.
I'm pretty sure that like they took that bra into evidence and so many other things of yours, and they're just probably sitting in some like police storage warehouse right now. I don't even know. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's not crazy to assume you were holding up the same Calvin Klein bra in the video.
Because I was like using the Calvin Klein bra as like a prop in the video. So maybe people thought that like that was the same bra. And I actually deleted a clip that I like didn't get included in the video where I was saying that the Calvin Klein bra that I was assaulted in is the exact same style of bra that I'm holding up, but it was olive green and not black. But that one was taken into evidence when I got my rape kit done. The only time I've like quote unquote seen that bra since were pictures of it in court. But I have no fucking earthly idea where that is. But with that being said, so part of this argument is just, you know, that the bra must have been too tight. And so therefore I must have helped him as in my assailant, take it off of me. And the bra I'm holding up is very old. Okay. It also definitely does not fit me. Like it's stretched out. Okay. Like it's too small for me, just period. And some girl goes in the comments, she's like, that's so sad how stretched out the bra is too. Like he must have really pulled it off of her.
Oh no.
I've just gained weight.
Like my boobs are just fucking massive.
No, actually, I'm wearing a small Calvin Klein bra. Bitch, these are triple D's now. That doesn't fit me. Fuck.
Like Shannon said, we love that you guys are taking the time to respond to this, and that
they just don't know.
People care.
Yeah.
And like want to engage and like be a part of this community, and like we literally just like want to raise awareness to this.
The next thing that a lot of people asked was, how do you have your trial files and why do you keep them around? So trial files, for anybody who doesn't know, they're the big stacks of transcripts of our court case.
There's like 7 of these like books, fucking books. Okay.
Yeah. They're thick books with transcripts of our court case. Okay. And the court case was a whole week long. So
there's
the trial,
7
excuse me.
of them.
Yeah. So there's a lot, but people are wondering, why do you keep these case files around and how did you get them? So someone even exactly asked, how did you get access to your files? I wasn't allowed any information / evidence, etc. I wasn't allowed to talk to the prosecutor either or any witnesses. He, quote unquote, could speak to his and tell them what to say.
Okay, that's weird. That's really weird. I mean, we were given these transcripts after the entire case had been closed.
Once trial wrapped up, they just brought us into a room and said, do you want a copy of the transcripts? And we all said yes.
And then also, it does make sense that you're not allowed to talk to witnesses. Me and Shannon weren't even allowed to talk to each other during our court case, which sucked complete dick because like we were each other's support systems and couldn't talk to each other in a very traumatic time period in lives, but it's fine. Not being able to talk to the prosecuting attorney, that is weird. I'm wondering if like you weren't allowed to talk to him at like specific times.
I'm also wondering if it's in a different country. I'm not sure. That is weird though, because they're representing you.
Yes, technically no.
What do you mean?
Our prosecuting attorney was not representing us. He was representing the United States.
Something that, to clear up, we went through a military court martial. And so we weren't necessarily going through the quote unquote like civilian system. So,
but the legality of it is still the same.
Right.
The fact that like your prosecuting attorney said you couldn't like converse with it, like I'm just wondering if they were out of whack, like from a legal standpoint. That I don't think that's correct, but also I'm not an attorney, so don't quote me.
But this isn't legal advice.
But from our experience and from other people's experiences, you are allowed to talk to the fucking prosecuting attorney, especially when they're like trying to represent you in some form.
This brought up an interesting thought. So with the military system, we were each given an SVC. So it's a special victims counsel. And they basically acted as like an advocate for us, as well as like a quote unquote like personal attorney, you could say. But behind each of our SVCs, there was a whole prosecution team that we quite literally didn't meet until a few days before court, I think it was. And so maybe like that's what's going on here, is like maybe they had an advocate, but maybe the prosecution team is being kept like behind closed doors, kind of like ours was. And also, not to mention that we had to really press for information. Information wasn't just given freely, like updates of the case weren't given to us. You had to be a squeaky wheel and ask questions. I asked questions like multiple times a week, otherwise you wouldn't hear anything.
That like could be playing into a factor of it. I do think it's not fair that the defense gets to just like canoodle all the fucking time. Because, like, why can't the prosecution and the victims be doing that and, like, talking and, like, having those conversations? Whereas, like, like, the fucking perpetrator can go and just, like, talk to his attorneys all the time. Like, I don't really understand.
And his friends and, everything.
Yeah, like, they're literally not punished in any way unless they're convicted, it feels like. And
true.
Most aren't convicted. So there's, like, literally, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I don't even think that like being in court scares them because they just think that they're just going to get off.
Right. That's true. Like 975 out of 1,000 perpetrators walk free.
And just like seeing our perpetrator and his attorney in the way that they're like talking to each other, like it literally seemed like they weren't worried about him getting any consequences whatsoever. Like they were just like shooting the shit.
It was a joke.
Like it was like a fucking joke. Like just, it was really weird. Like I know that like we had moments where we would like laugh in court, but like it was different than that. It was like they were literally just like hanging out in their little area of the courtroom, just like giggling and like talking about random shit that like didn't fucking matter.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
like during court recesses.
Yeah.
And so like the jury isn't in there. So that's another thing, is our court case was not a trial by judge. It was a trial by a jury of his peers, which you do have a choice. There's a lot of rules within military where it's like a recent thing that you can be tried by a jury, but then sentenced by a judge. Like things are kind of confusing nowadays, but it was a jury of his peers, which was really just people in the military, like people higher up in the Air Force. During recesses, when the jury was out of the room, our perpetrator would be like conversing with prosecution and like making jokes. And it really demonstrated a thing of that it's not that serious for them. And it felt very serious for us. But the jokes that we were making were because we were literally just trying to get through it.
This is how we're fucking surviving. And then for them, it was like, oh, like it's just another rape accusation that's just gonna get overturned because no one gives a shit about this. Like we're gonna be fine, no consequences, ha ha ha, perpetrator's gonna walk free. Whatever, tangent. We're gonna talk about that in a different episode.
But like an example of it is our assailant, when he came into court, our prosecutor, like our lead prosecutor, sat us down and he's like, hey, I just want to let you know, the pseudonym for our assailant's name is Tyler, by the way. It's not his real name, it's a pseudonym. But they go, Tyler has pink eye, so just don't get too close. And like our prosecutor was kind of joking because obviously we were going to fucking stay very far away from Tyler. But it was a thing of like, oh my God, what a funny week that this man is having. Not only is he on trial for multiple counts of sexual assault, but he also has pink eye. And we like giggled about it.
It's just like the cherry on top. Like, you fucking deserve pink eye and more, bitch.
Yeah, facts.
As next. This
Moving
is like
along.
Christmas morning. Just kidding. Not really, but you know.
So I guess we didn't really answer the second part of that question, but why do you keep the case files around? Don't they make you upset? Doesn't it bring back bad memories? Why wouldn't you just get rid of them?
It's not like you wake up every morning and read them. It's not like
That's true.
light reading. It's not like your casual book of the day. Well, we keep them easily
accessible.
Thank you. Because we reference them and we look back at them sometimes before we record. And it can be really helpful. Like when you made that video of your bra, Calvin Klein bra, like you referenced them. You even like looked at photos that were in the court files. So I feel like that's why we keep them out.
Like you were saying, it's not a thing of, oh, let me read this every morning. It's a thing of, we use it for the podcast. It's helpful to remember things. But also in another way, I don't know if you feel this way, but for me, like the trial files are in a box in my closet. So I don't see them every day. But when I do see them, it feels very much like a physical representation of the trauma that I went through in a peaceful way. Like, or in a healing way, I guess. Like I look at them and I think, wow, that's a lot of fucking pieces of paper. That's a lot of stuff right there. But like, that's what my trauma looks like. Like it kind of gives it a physical weight and a volume and a measurement in a way.
But I also think that when you're going through something that is so traumatic, you can easily separate yourself from your reality and from your trauma. So looking back at it now, it does feel like I was just watching a movie and it wasn't my life. And so in a weird way, when you have those physical representations of what you went through, it almost grounds you in a way of like, hey, you fucking went through this shit and you survived. You got through it, right? And you're here. Don't stray away from the trauma you've gone through. Don't stray away from your realities. Just like own that shit and figure out ways that you can move forward that best represent who you are and who you've become.
So the next thing gave me a whole lot of chuckles.
Chuckles?
Chuckles.
I haven't heard that word in a fucking long time.
This what like truly gave me so much joy. These comments are aimed at the defense attorney and basically just trying to be like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean that someone couldn't just take a bra off of her? Like, what do you mean it was too tight?
I love that that's like a lot of people's initial reaction that like...
That it's ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in court cases, the defense's arguments are oftentimes really fucking ridiculous, but have become so normalized in our cultures and societies that they actually have a weight. There was like this one trial where the girl literally texted her roommate after the fact and was like, I think I was just raped. And they took the text and they said, this text didn't sound sad enough.
Or the I think also. Instead
but
of
it's
just,
like
I
if
was
you
raped.
are immediate, like most women and most survivors in general oftentimes are like, holy shit, what the fuck just happened? And so putting I think in there makes complete sense if you actually understand sexual assault. But like for anyone that might not, they might be like, well, she thinks she was assaulted. How does she
like,
just
wouldn't you
think?
know?
Like, wouldn't you just fucking know? But actually, no, you wouldn't just fucking know. And like the fact that was actually what got the perpetrator off.
Right.
Because
all they have to do is put reasonable doubt. We've talked a lot about how the court case itself, like the trial itself, feels a lot more like a fucking show than it is actually like what happened and the facts. Like, but it's really a show. Like truly it is who can tell a better
theater.
story.
Yeah, it's absolutely theater.
Every case is different. But in our case, like if you sat in on the opening statement or the closing statement, the opening statement and the closing statements for prosecution were at least an hour, 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes, I would say. And they're just laying out a full story, and defense is doing the same thing. How can we paint a picture for somebody that can create reasonable doubt? But these next few comments were all from people talking specifically like to the attorney. Okay, here's one.
To the defense attorney.
This person says, you could have called a lesbian to testify how easy it is to take those sports bra off. I'm serious. Do they think we always need another person's help to take off our too tight jeans? ? Question mark. If you feel perplexed, this is in quotes to like a response from the attorney. If you feel that perplexed, I can show you. Please lay down. That's saying defense attorney, please lay down on the ground. Let me
show you how easy it is to take a fucking Calvin Klein bra off of you. I wish that was allowed. Like, why didn't they do that? Honestly,
this one's good. They go, how is this a valid court statement? Quotes, Your Honor, my client can't be a rapist. He doesn't know how to remove a bra. They go, what a joke of a justice system. Isn't it good?
No, I mean, it's literally like that was literally the state. Like, it wasn't like word for word, but like that was basically their argument. Like, he can't be a rapist because he can't take a bra off by himself.
How would he do it? He just doesn't know, Your Honor. He's never been with a woman before.
I really wish that the prosecuting attorney had gone up and said that exact statement and been like, in conclusion, basically, the defense's whole fucking argument here is that he must not be a rapist because he doesn't know how to take off a fucking bra by himself. Thank you.
There was one person who had said that their sibling or someone in their family with special needs, and they were like, how do you think that I help them get undressed every night? Like, I take their bra off for them. Like, I take their clothing off.
That's a really good point.
Right, exactly. Like, of course, your arm is going to lift when your Calvin Klein bra is going to be taken off.
If you're being forced, okay, which is basically what rape is, like, you're gonna be able to fucking lift the like survivor, the victim's arm up. Like, you're gonna be able to like fucking lift that shit up.
Right.
Like, this shit's not that fucking heavy.
Right. I'm not going to the gym anymore. So yeah, this shit's light as hell, brother.
But it's ridiculous. Also, in a court case in Colorado for endangered species, one of the lawyers brought a real life wolf into the courtroom, okay? If you can bring a fucking real life wolf into the courtroom, you should be allowed to do a demonstration on how easy it is to take a fucking bra off.
I mean, O.J. Simpson tried the glove on.
Crazy.
Why can't I put the bra on and have someone else take it off of me? Or, you know what? I would actually just prefer to have someone else put the bra on and me take it off of them.
These are the things that like kind of make me want to be a lawyer for rape survivors, because we have been through it and we see all like the ridiculousness that is in it. And I feel like I don't know
if you'd be able to escape it though.
But it's not about escaping it. It's about understanding how to respond to it so fucking well that then the jury realizes how ridiculous the defense arguments are.
I'm so sorry you went through this, but are you okay? Are we okay?
You know?
Are the kids all right? That's what they asked. They're like,
no, I know.
They're like, I know you're talking about all this and like, thank you for sharing and I support you and I love you, but like, are you okay? There was a lot of questions like that.
I'm certainly a lot better than I used to be. During court, was I okay? No.
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 Not really. After court, was I okay?
No. Oh my God.
Holy
no.
motherfucker, no. I cannot believe I graduated from college, honestly. But I did because, sometimes you just have to put one foot in front of the other. Now, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I am.
I'm okay.
I'm okay. And you know what? Sometimes I'm even great.
Go crazy. Go crazy. Yeah, no, we're okay. And I think I speak for the both of us that, well, I was going to say I speak for the both of us that we've both done a shit ton of therapy.
I have done a shit ton of therapy.
You have done a lot of therapy. That's true. That's true. Related
it's just
to this.
The past year that I haven't.
Right. Okay, that's true. So I do speak for both of us when I say that we've both done a lot of therapy. We've worked really hard. We've, looked inwardly and had like conversations with ourselves and other people about, this process and what does this look like? And we wouldn't be talking about it if we weren't okay.
That's the thing about healing is that one minute you're really not okay. And then before you know it, you're waking up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you say, wow, you know what? Today, I'm okay. Mm-hmm. And then pretty soon it's, you know what? Today I'm feeling actually pretty fucking good. And that's the thing is that it can be so easy to like give up on yourself and want to give up on yourself. And I hate when people are like, oh, well, like you're going to like feel okay soon. Like you're going to, everything's going to be okay. And then you're like, well, fuck you. Like right now I'm not okay. And it fucking sucks.
Like, when am I going to be okay?
Like, when am I going to fucking be okay? But then like, it's crazy because you put in all that work and effort to heal. And one day you actually wake up and you realize, holy fuck, I'm okay. And you know what? It can take months and years. And like, this is shit that's always going to be with you. But it does actually hurt less. And I think that
over time,
it's important to remind yourself of that.
In the words of Lauren King from a previous episode, you said that it might be awful and terrible and fucked up and just straight up bad, but you will get through it. You just have to help yourself. Like, you have to give yourself the tools to get through it. And those tools are therapy, talking to friends, like writing, getting those internal feelings and how awful you feel outside of your body in any form. Get it out of yourself. So yeah, we're okay. Thanks for asking. The Big Goon says, not interested, period. When you make TikTok videos about this, comma, and like to this, comma, something is fishy.
I don't even know what that fucking means. Like, you're literally just like looking at all the fucking videos you can and posting as many negative comments as you can because you're really fucking insecure and have a lot going on in your own life and want to project it onto everyone else's life. So fuck you. Go figure it out and go to therapy.
I was going to say go to therapy. But I'm still going to answer this. The reason that we're making TikTok videos and that we're talking about this in the way that we're talking about this is for people like you that don't believe survivors, because it's so clear that you made this comment because you're a part of the fucking problem that's called rape culture. Go to therapy.
Yeah, but also like we just want to start a fucking conversation because
That's true too.
not enough fucking conversations are had about sexual assault in general, which is why there's all these like myths and messed up ideas of what it is and what it means and all that shit. So yeah, we just want to raise awareness to this so that we can be a part of the, solution instead of being a part of the problem like you are being. Okay.
There was a significant amount of comments talking about defense needs to do their job. Why can't you just understand that they're trying to do their job? Like, they're just trying to create reasonable doubt in the jury's mind. Like, why don't you understand that? You as in me. That like this argument's completely valid because defense is just doing their job.
When we're thinking about court cases and when you're preparing to like go into a court case, stuff like this, they're not good arguments and they should not be allowed to be included. If you want to prove that this rape did not happen, then actually find some real fucking evidence to prove it. But like, other than that, it's just not fair to survivors. It's just re-traumatizing survivors and basically like saying that everything you went through was bullshit because of this one stupid fucking part of the story.
Right.
And like that's not fair. Like, when in any other trial that has to do with any other violent crime, like something like this would never be presented and it would never be allowed because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
It'd be laughed at, frankly.
It would be laughed at. And so like, why are we allowing bullshit quote unquote evidence like this to be allowed in rape cases? Well, it's because our society tends to side with the perpetrator and doesn't protect victims. And
because we're okay with still talking about a victim's clothing.
Yeah,
like,
and
it's still allowed.
The criminal justice system does not protect victims in general, but it definitely doesn't protect rape survivors, like, at all. What actual federal pieces of legislation have we seen that are created just to protect rape survivors?
Like, any?
No,
None?
I don't know if there's any.
Yeah. And on top of all of that, I feel very, like, I'm not a fucking idiot, everyone. Like, I know the defense needs to prove their point, and prosecution, like, defense is doing their job, prosecution is doing their job. They both have a burden, right, to carry. And I'm not saying that defense should just sit up there and just be like, you know what, you're right, he fucking raped you. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that there's an element of class that a defense attorney could also hold. Like, he didn't have to use my Calvin Klein sports bra as the background of a PowerPoint. He didn't have to like hone in on that point for like a long line of questioning. I think he could have asked it once, maybe twice. I think he could have just chosen to look at the fact that there are multiple jury members who are older men and thought, maybe I shouldn't just show this girl's underwear to these older men on the jury. Like, maybe that's actually a little bit invasive, and maybe that makes me kind of look like a jackass.
As a defense, if you really truly believe that the accusations are not true, literally go find real fucking evidence to prove it. It's just really, really demeaning to survivors who are like taking the courage and the time to like press charges, go through with this, and then to have the arguments be so fucking stupid, but they actually hold weight.
As a jury member, if I heard that argument, I'd laugh. I'd say, I thought we were talking about whether he put his penis inside of her without consent.
It's irrelevant.
Not if she took her clothes off or not.
It doesn't fucking matter. Like, I don't care if I had sex with you 20 minutes ago and I say no to you the second time. That's not consensual. Like, I don't know why all this extra fluff and bullshit is always added. That's the thing that just like is really stupid in my mind. Like that's when it becomes about everything else except for the actual non-consensual act.
With that being said, there was a comment that I responded to, like I made a video with. I thought it was a comment that should just be said on here as well. And there was a lot of similar comments to it. This person says, even if you helped, even if it started with consent, the moment you say no and the guy ignores it, it's rape. When will they understand?
Amen, sister friend.
People don't really understand that consent is an ongoing conversation. Like, you don't just give consent one time and it's there forever, or it's there for your entirety of your physical sexual experience with someone. It can be taken away at any time. So that's also a reminder for all of you that if you're somebody who you're kind of like questioning your assault or something, and you're like, I was okay with giving them a blowjob, but I wasn't okay with them putting their penis inside of me. That's not consensual. It should be a conversation. It should be both parties being enthusiastic about what's going to happen next. It shouldn't just be an assumption of what's going to happen next.
But I think that's the problem, is that like people assume that if you say yes to one thing, that then you're saying yes to everything. And that is just such bullshit. Like that's not how
the case.
It works at all.
This comment, this next one hurt my soul a little bit, because I have a feeling that this is from a survivor. And I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on this, Lauren. You are lucky you got to be in court and fight.
You know what? Oh. You are lucky. And I'm also fucking lucky, because most survivors don't even get that far. And that breaks my fucking heart. But I don't think we should be shaming other survivors if they were able to go to court, if they were able to get a conviction against their perpetrator, because like that just means that they are moving forward. They are part of the progress, right? Like every time we get a conviction, every time we fucking go to court, we are showing that we are never going to give up, right? Like we're always going to keep fighting for what is right. And like that's one of the big reasons we did this. We did this because we knew there were other victims. We knew that there could be more victims in the future, and it fucking sucked. Like it sucked.
Yeah.
And sometimes I didn't want to ever fucking do it. Like I was like, I hate this. I don't want to be a part of this.
Lauren quite literally almost dropped out of court multiple times, and I had to talk her off the ledge of like, bitch, please stay here with me. Like, we have to keep going.
I wasn't doing that for myself. Like, I really wasn't. I was doing it because I knew that it needed to be done. Like, this man needed to have consequences, and all perpetrators need to have consequences. But if we can start putting more and more perpetrators into the courtroom and then putting them into jail, then we're getting louder and louder, and they're going to listen to us more and more. And this is actually going to be something that people fucking pay attention to and realize is an issue, and we need to find solutions to. So I understand that like for a lot of people, they didn't get that far, and I fucking hate that. But let's support each other, not bring each other down, because what is that going to do?
Literally nothing. It's like you're letting like the rape culture side of things win. If you're just mad at someone for being able to go to court. And like Lauren said, we're lucky to a degree, and we're lucky because change isn't being made, because we're not seeing like cases like this should always go to court, in my opinion. But the process itself, whether you win a court case or not, it is brutal. Like those few years of our lives where we were in the court system were horrible and awful and emotionally exhausting, like nothing I've ever experienced before. So yeah, we were lucky that we got to go to court, but that doesn't mean that we should be shaming each other for it, which I guess is what you already said. But the point is just that I didn't necessarily feel lucky, and that's not to take away from the fact that it was rare, and like it was, I guess, an opportunity where we got to speak up and, you know, share our story to a panel of jury members and our assailant. But it's still a thing of like, it's not that I felt lucky. It wasn't glamorous to go through a court case. It wasn't sexy to sit up on the stand and like bear my most traumatic experience to a room full of individuals who are about to tear it apart. Like that wasn't sexy or glamorous or fun or nice. And I guess I was lucky to do it, but I don't know. I just didn't feel that lucky. And I can't like sit here and say like I felt super lucky. Like I understand that we were lucky, but it doesn't feel like a privilege to have to sit in front of everyone and be like torn apart and spend like years of our lives agonizing over this. And I want to be nice to this person too.
Yeah.
Because I know this is coming from a place of pain.
Yeah. And that's totally okay. And we all have done and said some like things when we've been going through pain. And like, I don't think we should tear each other down for that or shame each other for that. I think it's just one of those things where if your idea of justice is to go through a court process and get that person convicted, we want that for you. And we want that for anyone who feels that that's what they need. And we really fucking hope that like maybe somehow our trial could impact other trials in a positive way. You know what I mean? Where people could realize this is real shit.
Yeah.
That have real fucking consequences, you know?
Right.
And I think we all just need to realize that we're all on the same side here, regardless of what kind of justice you have been able to get. Because we're all trying to fight for justice in some way.
Okay. In the video, I had mentioned that I had said that I told defense, oh, I ripped the bra off of me. I took it off of me. Like, but ripped was used in the video, okay? That they said, if he ripped it off of you, then why isn't the fabric ripped? You should have said he pulled it off, not ripped it off. Then someone responds with, she doesn't mean that she like literally ripped it off. It just means that they took it off in a rough manner. Then they respond with, maybe the court took her word literally. That's why they let him off easy. Instead using the word ripped because nothing was physically ripped. She should have used the words pulled because it was pulled off of her. Now, the reason I'm using that comment is because there was a few things about like the language that I said and people saying that I should have had a better arguments and that I should have phrased things differently. I would like to respond one thing really quickly before you talk.
Yeah.
It is not the victim's job to defend their story in court. Okay? That is prosecution's job. Defense's job is to poke holes in it. As a victim on the stand, your job is to be as honest as you possibly can.
Yeah.
It's not my job to use the fucking correct language all the time. And also not to mention, it's a very scary, nerve-wracking thing. Sometimes you just say shit when you're nervous and on the stand that like doesn't equal how you feel on the inside. Your job as a victim is not to prove anything or have a defense for yourself. Your job is to be as honest as you possibly can. That's all.
I mean, yeah, if that person didn't have such shitty grammar, I'd be like, they're totally some sort of fucking lawyer. Because it's like,
true. That's a good point.
A normal person who, you know, isn't in court all the time, isn't a lawyer, you know, you're just going to use terms that feel relevant to what happened to you. And like using the term like, oh my gosh, my shirt was ripped off of me. That's like, I used the word it was ripped off of me because it was pulled off of me aggressively. I can't say pulled because it wasn't pulled off of me. It was fucking ripped off of me. Like,
right.
That's your reality. That's how you fucking felt. And so for someone to like pay so much fucking attention to the fact that you use the word ripped, like, I don't know. Who the fuck do you think you are?
But that's just one of those things. Like people just like,
you should have used the word pulled.
Yeah. Like, oh, you know what? Thank you so much. Let me just rewind and go back on the stand and say pulled. And also, if I went back and read my script, I know I said, like, I didn't just say ripped. Like, I was questioned about it so many times. Like, I used multiple different descriptive words for it. Okay. The final one, and this is probably the most questions that we got about anything with on this video was, I'm so sorry this happened to you, but did you win the case?
There was also a lot of comments, though, that were like, well, clearly you can see that like this guy just like got off and nothing actually happened to him, which means that her argument's stupid. And it's like, who the fuck are you to sit there and make that conclusion?
Like, you have no idea if he's off or on.
Yeah,
like, this
what the
person
fuck
goes,
do you know?
Like, but it's interesting to see people's line of thinking and just trying to figure things out based on a 5-minute video, right? Like, this person's like, I'm sorry this happened, but did you win the case? And someone says, I think it's still going on. Someone says, it can't be. You can't talk about an ongoing case.
Like,
someone else says, you can. It can just be used against you and you can get slapped with a defamation suit. Then it's technically not if she doesn't say the name of the guy that raped her, the judge, or any other court members. Someone says Coolio. And then they're like, yeah, it sounds like she did. Like, they've actively, people that don't know us, who probably don't listen, have just come up with the conclusion that he got off. Like, that's what they
But the fact that they're like, oh no, like the trial's still going on, like, this just reminds me of like, I fucking hate tabloid magazines with a burning passion, because all of them are just like making up the most obscure random shit about celebrities that is so far from the truth, because people just like need to somehow make up a reality in their minds because they want to be all-knowing,
right? And
I'm like, stop fucking assuming shit about people. Like, that's...
But I also, like, I really can't blame them, because I would be asking the same exact question if I saw that video. Like,
it's not
I'd
about
be like,
the question.
Is he in bar? Like, is he behind bars?
It's not about the question. It's about the person was like, no, like, I think it's still going on. It's like, well, no, you can't talk about it. Like, what? Where'd you get the idea that it's still... I don't know. I don't like when people try to be like, I know everything that's going on in a person's life, and I'm just going to make shit up out of my asshole to sound like I'm I just know things.
And like I feel for the curiosity side of these people. So that leads us to the biggest question. And so many people were like, oh, you buried the lead. Is he guilty? Like, please tell me he's behind the bars. So
The bars. What are the bars?
Tell
The
it.
bars.
Please tell us if he's behind bars. So I guess ultimately, is our perpetrator guilty? Was he found guilty? We can do a little cheers. On the count of 3, we're going to say it. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Yes. Yes, he is guilty.
Of what he did to us. Yes. And multiple other people. Do you feel lucky?
I wouldn't say I feel lucky, but I feel appreciative of the fact that we had a prosecution that actually fucking fought for us, and there was a jury that had level heads and realized and could see through all the fucking bullshit of our perpetrator and of the defense.
It was worth it. It was really fucking worth it, because the reason that I decided to like go and report him was not because of the own pain, like my own pain, but it was because I knew that he was going to be in a position of power graduating from the Air Force Academy, and I couldn't handle the fact that like he could go and rape somebody else
And abuse his power too.
and abuse his power.
And easily assault other people. And it happens a lot. It happens all the time in the military, especially because there's a low percentage of women, and these officers are in these positions of power and can abuse that power and do fucked up shit. It's a whole thing.
He's fucking guilty, and he's in prison, federal military prison. And you know, I don't wish any bad things on anybody, but we all know what happens in prison.
You cannot say that.
Why can't I say that?
Fine. Whatever.
It doesn't imply, you don't know. Like I said, I don't wish anything. I'm just saying that he's in prison.
She's saying karma's a bitch.
I'm just
karma's
saying
after him.
people in prison.
No.
There is
shut up.
There's a code. There's a code amongst thieves, right? And people, like, thieves don't fuck with sex offenders. They're like, fuck that shit. Like, they don't fuck. They're like, you killed 100 people.
Everyone
fine.
in prison hates the rapists.
They do, which is really interesting. Why can't society take a lesson out of their book, but a page, out of their book, but we just know what happens there. I'm not saying I hope it happens. I'm just saying we know what happens there. I feel fired up. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. We love you. We hope that we answered some of your questions. If you have more questions, comments, want to share your story, have an episode idea, send us an email at whattheydon'tsay@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok, What They Don't Say Official. Feedback is super helpful. That way we can curate our content for you, because after all, you're the reason that we're fucking here. It's for you. Consensual kisses your way. Do you have anything to say? You've been gone for a little bit. They all just know that they think that you broke your back, you're basically dead, and you're drowning in finals. So do you have anything for the people?
My back is technically not broken, but it's also not well. But it's okay.
It's unwell, one might say.
Finals are wrapping up. They suck. But, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of other people who are going through finals. So I can relate to you. I understand your pain. We'll make it through this. I'm alive.
So alive, but I'm barely breathing. So you're good. Basically,
good.
People want to know if you're good.
I'm vibing. I'm good.
We love you all. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you more than you'll ever understand. Have a great rest of your week. We'll catch you on the flip side. And cheers. We can do a physical.
Literally,
Oh, wait,
cheers.
hold on. Cheers.
Love you guys. I hate that I just did that.
I don't know why. I feel like sending kisses is a totally appropriate thing.
That's so not me, though.
Oh my god, it's so not me.
I'm just
my
like
God.
giving. Okay, so for all you guys out there that want to learn how to give a proper blowjob,
For a long time, I would have paid a lot of money for this lesson. Okay, wait. Actually, this is a serious thing. We're going to put this at the end of the outro for anyone that actually is still here. This is a true thing. Alex Cooper did her whole episode on the Gluck Gluck 9000 is what it was, actually. It was like her third episode back in the day when Call Her Daddy first came out. And they're like, we're going to introduce this blowjob technique to you. And I would like to say there was not enough detail in that. I would like to say that I wanted like step by step, like from taking off the pants to like, where am I, like, when do I breathe? When do I spit? Where is my tongue? Like, where is, like, I wanted more detail. There was not enough. Just to saying you're twisting double directions and going up and down is not enough. So please do tell.
I feel like that's just kind of a given, you know?
No.
Okay.
That's unfair. That's
basically
unfair.
what I'm hearing here is that Alex Cooper, be fucking better. and make a better fucking blowjob video.
She's honestly perfect in my eyes. You know how I feel about her. But I'm just saying that a more in-depth and informative people for the ones from the beginning that are afraid of blowjobs.
I think we need a video for men who are circumcised and then men who are uncircumcised.
Ooh, honestly,
because I have to say, it's different.
But the point is just that I firmly believe that was not a helpful enough video. And I know that because for years on end, I was traumatized and could not do one. I'm sorry to all the men who experienced this. This is like so unattractive. But I remember like going down and being like, okay, I'm going to do this. Like, I'm going to really get in there. Like, I'm going to do my glug glug, whatever the fuck that was in, and like get into it. And then thinking, well, but how much spit? Where do I put my hands? How do I do this? Like, am I straddling a knee? Am I in between his legs? Am I straddling his whole body? Like, where is my spit? How much, like, how long do I need to do this? What is the tension rate? Like, how tight do I need to squeeze? What is my pace? Like, I remember thinking all of those things, and nobody tells you that. It's not intuitive, especially for us people who are overthinkers. It's not intuitive.
It's not.
I need a step-by-step WikiHow thing, which maybe there is. Maybe that's my problem. I never Googled it.
And there's not a lot out there. And like, even if you watch porn, like porn's fucking fake. That shit is not real. And like, women don't actually do that. Like, it's just, you can't, that's not how you can learn how to give blowjobs. And so
they're special.
Then men out here are like expecting all these fucking amazing, who the fuck's teaching it? You're not. The men's not going to be like, oh, dude, especially when you're like 17 years old. Like, you don't talk to your sexual partner about anything sex. Like, you're just like, oh, I hope I'm doing this right. And like, they're like, and you know, it's all weird and awkward and confusing because no one's fucking saying anything. Like,
it's true.
Just say what you want and what you need and what feels good.
A proper blowjob how-to video.